So the Sunstar, as you can tell, is missing its front left wheel. I'm doing a spindle repair on it. Oh, sort of spindle repair. So the Sunstars have these really weird front axles, but this front piece, let's see if I can show you. There. Has a lot of play in it. So I got new bushings because it was just throwing the whole front end off and it's worn and it needs redone. The pivot arm for the power steering has been giving some pretty big problems. So got a puller set, gonna try to get those off. And I'm probably going to, when I go to reinstall this, go to the other side as well and flip these bushings around because, or not bushings, these pins, because that is worn to oblivion. So I'm probably going to flip these 180 like this, bring this side, which isn't worn, out here, because that's where the bar that goes across the fronts of these rides on, and it's just worn that pin down. This hole here, I mean, the hole is probably also like egged out too, but I don't have the ability to do anything about that. These have a really complicated front end that does all kinds of things. There's the Deutz Alice promotional video on YouTube. That's actually a pretty neat video, original video in it. You know, it goes in pretty in depth on these front ends, and they're a very neat front end the way they're made, because they're also designed to, as the front wheels pivot, rather than, you know, having a whole solid axle that really has to go down and up on one side, it means there's less, I guess there's just less motion needed somehow, something, I don't know. It's, you know, what they did. But it mounts where the mower mounts, and it all kind of pivots, does all this thing, and it's supposed to help level the mower. I kind of think it was partially because they wanted to put the front PTO on these, like the shaft PTO, and they didn't know how to fully put the shaft through the axle and have the axle pivot around the shaft, so they decided to do this as well, and then, you know, also kind of run with it. But yeah, just doing some repairs on that, because it also interferes with the way the front end works and the steering. The steering is terribly sloppy because rather than the cylinder actually turning the wheel like it's supposed to, it kind of just rocks it forward and backwards. So your wheel does this and it kind of just, yeah, it doesn't steer very well. It needs rebuilt. So I will get those pullers out and see if I can get that off. Well, that didn't go quite as planned. It's much later the next day. Yeah, this did not want to come off. I had to take it to a relative's, to his shop. He has an actual torch that, you know, you can, like an actual oxyacetylene torch you can cut metal with. We got that red hot, beat on it a while. It's pretty banged up. That's why it looks wet, because it has black paint on there. I had to repaint it because, you know, burn the paint off. But it came off. I was able to get the bushings out, put the new bushings in, forgot to film it. But that's just a little bit of play in this, because it's dry. This pin is worn, so I have to grease it. The grease will help take some of that out. These front ends just are bad. They wear bad just because there's so many different moving parts. But hopefully that repair holds up. So I just I'm gonna put the tie rod back on, put all the clips on, washers, everything, get that all put up, put that pin back in the front there, get everything put back together, get the wheel on, and that should be good. And I'm gonna go through and grease everything, like grease all these pins. I may go to the other side, change those pins around. I don't think I am, because I didn't do it on this side. I'll probably just grease the other side good. So I'll get that stuff put on now. Well, it's dark out now. I had to go do some other stuff, but it's all back together now and much better. I was able to reverse the pin on this side to change the wear, but the one on this side was not budging, so that's good enough for this, because this pin was worn bad, the other one not so much. But wheels back on, bearings have fresh grease in there, got everything put back. So I just need to put the side shield on. Side shield, take the jack out, lower the thing down, put the blade back on, and it'll be good. So that's just a little quick video and everything on this little project of fixing this. But that's it.